Mick's coming. So we'll put Mick in the middle. Right where she likes to be, right in the center of attention.
This is going to be strange now you're over there.
I know, it's a little weird. It's okay, we got a freshman in here. I kind of do typically because I always walk up here last.
Oh.
But
Coach, fresh off his 450th career win.
hey.
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 Congrats.
Wow. I didn't know that. Well, I thought tonight was awesome, actually. It was just, I thought it was the perfect game for us in our situation, just as we're preparing for Pac-12 play. It was every bit of what I expected. I thought this was a team that had the ability to beat us, and we were going to have to win this game because we made plays, and I thought our team made plays all night. And I don't know how you can go on and on talking about Davis's team and the way they're coached, and Jen does a phenomenal job with them and their staff, and they're prepared right. They have great culture. You can just tell that they've got the same things that all great teams have. They play for each other, and they pay attention to detail. And this game tonight took everything we had. They're just so disciplined. They execute so well, and then they obviously have a phenomenal player in the post, that can kind of score and has opportunity to get a shot off whenever she wants. And it's a hard team to play against, and so I thought they were as focused as any team we'll probably see all year. They came in 1 turnover at halftime, and Birch hits 2 threes. She hasn't made a 3 all year. She was 0 for 1, I think, coming into our game, and so you just knew. I mean, you could just tell how bad they wanted this game, and so it took a big-time effort from us. We battled, and the first quarter and second quarter were back and forth, and then that third quarter, I thought we kind of just imposed our will, and I thought our defense was absolutely phenomenal. It was the best defensive quarter we've had so far this season, and you just saw the growth. And then I was really proud of the way we executed down the stretch. Certainly we made mistakes, and we had turnovers that you're going to have as you're kind of experiencing things for the first time. But I'm thankful for this experience tonight as we prepare for Pac-12. And so, Beaver Nation came out in full force tonight. It was a great crowd on a vacation, on a Christmas break night, on a weeknight, on a shopping night. We had over 3,400 in there, and it was a great crowd and just a good win.
Mick, you guys have had some games where the second half you guys have been up so big. What did you like the most about the way you guys played in that third quarter? Scott said probably the best defensive quarter, held them to 6 points, and this is how you guys were able to kind of get separation. What impressed you the most about your team?
I think in the third quarter, for us, is being aggressive. I think sometimes we're tentative in the first and second quarters, and we held them to 6 points in the third quarter. This year so far, we haven't had the best third quarter, so to come out and take it to UC Davis in that third quarter was huge for us.
Tay, you've got a chance to start the last couple of games, play some. Just how comfortable do you feel out there? And I think you hit the 3 to open the third quarter that gave you guys a 7-point lead, and you guys were able to kind of go from there. How comfortable are you feeling out there?
I definitely feel like I'm getting a little more confident, and I feel like I'm growing as a player. So I just, got to keep that up, help the team out.
Scott, I mean, you talked about that defense. I mean, is that the thing that was most impressive? I mean, Birch got 20, but she needed 28 shots. And was that what maybe the thing you're most proud about it tonight is the way you guys played defense for most of the game?
Yeah, I thought I was really not happy. I was disappointed, actually, with our defense against Santa Barbara. I thought we were not focused, especially second half. I thought we lost our focus in that game. We're satisfied playing even with them. Not to our abilities, I didn't feel, and maybe regressed a little bit. And that was the focus the last couple of days of practice. So tonight, like Mick, I hadn't thought about that yet, but she's right. Our third quarter has been our weakest quarter, and tonight it was our strongest, and so that's a great sign moving forward. But I just loved our focus and intensity. It was winning time. We talked about it in the locker room at halftime. It's like we need to come out and we need to put it on them, defensively especially, and we did. And so this team just continues to grow, and I feel like we have so much potential still to gain, and thought we took big steps forward tonight.
You talk about this is a good team that you guys play. I think they were coming in at 47%. You held them to 20-something percent. Mm-hmm. But you also only gave up, I think, 10 offensive rebounds, and they got 0 second chance points. Against a team like this, how impressive is that to hold them like that?
Yeah, it's impressive. I liked our rebound numbers, and I love our defensive field goal percentage. I mean, that's what, this team can really shoot it, and this team's very comfortable. They're very much similar to us. They move the ball very well in the pass. They've got an inside presence and 4 3-point shooters all game long on the outside, and when their center's shooting threes, they got, and both of them they've got 5 3-point shooters out there. And so I thought we just impacted shots all night. And so that takes effort and focus, and it takes 40 minutes of it, and we gave that. There were 2 stretches in the game where I thought we lost rebounding intensity. We gave up some offensive rebounds. Granted, long shots or long rebounds. But in that area, I mean, I just feel like we're getting better and better. We won the boards by 22 tonight, and so Davis is a team similar to us, and they value defensive transition and getting back over offensive rebounds. So they're not going to get the same number as some other teams, but I thought our rebounding intensity was pretty good.
Yet another physical game. Did that kind of factor into how much you guys scored tonight? Obviously, it was a lower scoring game from previous games.
Yeah, well, it's 2 teams that are really similar in that, like I just said, they get back and they want you to play 5-on-5, and they really made us grind. They kept us out of transition, which nobody's really been able to do that yet this year, and I thought they did a good job of it. And so then you've got to play at a slower pace and you've got to execute. And so I think in a way that's a blessing for us to be in that kind of a game. We've been able to kind of just flow freely all year, even against Duke and Notre Dame. We were able just to run into our offense. This team was committed to it, and that's one of the areas where you look at their level of focus. I mean, they were focused tonight. They got back and they made us work. They were calling our plays out. They were. I mean, this team was laser focused against us, so they made us work. So the lower number, we just had less possessions in this game, because of the style of play, and I was okay with that. I think, to be a great team, you have to be able to play fast and you have to be able to play slow and you have to be able to play great at both speeds. So tonight it was a slower pace, had a conference feel to it, which is perfect for where we're headed. And so I thought we did very well considering that pace. We proved that we could execute in the quarter court. Certainly we have a ways to go there too, but it was a grind, and we won the grind.
Michaela, for you to actually be, in the game and play against that physical play, it seemed like even Aaliyah's, your handling was really put on display today. Kind of talk about that as well as playing a little bit more off the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Playing at the 1, especially in the second half when they're trying to cause you to turn it over, it kind of simulates what UCLA or what USC will do later on in the year and how much they want to pressure. So it's good to have that exposure to what that type of play will be like. But also off the ball, I played a lot of 2 last year, and I like seeing how comfortable Leah is becoming at the 1, and she's progressing each day.
I talked with Marie and Katie yesterday, and Scott, this was a good test for you guys going to Pac-12. How good of a test was it? You were in the wars and the battle and what this team provided, and how important is that to have that before you guys get a little break and then get into conference?
Yeah, this was a good test for us. I think they beat WSU by 15. They were 9-1 going into this game. Last year we beat them by about 40, so they wanted revenge, and they remembered that from last year. So it was a great test against a good team. They'll probably do really well in their conference and make it to the NCAA tournament. So a great win for us.
And Scott, Taya started the last couple games. What have you seen out of her? It's hard when you get in here and get that chance to, have to learn to get in there. But what have you seen the most growth out of her, and how excited are you for what she can provide for you guys as you get into this next stretch of the season?
Yeah, I'm really excited about Taya. She's a great player. She's really difficult to defend. That's the thing. She can stretch the floor by shooting the 3. She's long, athletic defensively. She impacts shots, and she's a great passer. So she's very comfortable handling the ball. So she's a true stretch 4. That has the ability to go inside too. That's really difficult to defend when you have a post like Marie. When you've got somebody that can shoot the 3 on the outside, you can't help in. And so what I've been really pleased with is her defensive intensity. She had a rebound in the 4th quarter that got knocked out of her hands. Well, that didn't happen again, and that's been a progression for her, understanding how physical and how, strong and tough you have to play every possession. There's a learning curve for everyone in that, and how athletic you have to play. Nobody ever has to play like that until they get to this level. And so she's learned that. So I've really liked her. Her defense has really come along. the thing that I was most impressed with tonight was just, every play we ran, she was on point with. And, we've got a pretty thick playbook. It's a lot to take in. Yeah, it's a lot to take in, and there's a steep learning curve there. Nobody's, used to that until they get here. And I thought she executed very well, recognized plays, and so her offensive execution was on point tonight as well. So she's just making all the natural progressions that I expect, to be honest. And she's rising to the challenge. Proud of her.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot for being here.